for that. There was nothing I did do, IGMB, Remedia, and everything. My dad kept telling me, I see you inspiring people with this your talkativity because I know how to talk and I enjoy talking. And I kept telling my daddy, I love money, I want to count money. I never knew I could count money even with my talk. But because my parents were not literate, but they wanted the best for 6 of us, and they ensured that every one of us were graduates, even if it's the minimum BSc. So I didn't have parents like me who could educate me that look, aside doing this accounting, there are many profitable things you can do. But then we believe if you are not an accountant, you must be a medical doctor. You know, those were the things that could make money. After years of being at home, thank God for our landlady then, Mrs. Oladosu, she came and told me, I see you being a teacher. I will always say jump and pass. But because of frustration, I went. I had that, you say, finding purpose. Then I went. When I went for teaching, there was no passion. There was no purpose. I was going because I wanted to earn a living, which is the profits. But in the course of doing it, we had opportunity to teach in our 3rd year. And then my course made me travel out of the country. I told my lecturers I was going to come and teach because I am a teacher. And when I came, I started finding passion in it. Before I finished school, I already started making profit because I started doing part-time teaching. So you can actually find purpose. You understand? Even if there is no passion, you can.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ma. So please, if we have questions, we can actually pen it down and then pass it to the ushers. If you have any question or maybe career, financial questions, let's just pen it down and then pass it to the ushers. So my second question is to Mrs. Ladibulu. A lot of young people, they are interested in building wealth, like creating wealth, but then they actually find it difficult, or let me say they believe is not compatible with faith. So with your expertise in the financial industry, what can a person build? Can a person build wealth and still live a life that honors God and also serve people?
Thank you. Thank you very much for the question. Good morning, church. I also like to appreciate the excuse of the youth. Thank you for this opportunity. Yes, sorry, media, please, I would like you to project 3 John verse 2. While we wait for them, we can also read 3 John verse 2. Wealth itself is not a sin, but how it is gotten, how it is earned, is when you now classify it as a sin. Are you getting your wealth legitimately or illegitimate? Is it legit? Is it legal or is it illegal? Wealth gotten from fraud, from cheating your partners or your neighbors, does not honor God. So how do you honor God with your wealth? By serving people around you. You can meet people at their needs. You can meet people's needs. I'm not saying you should go and inconvenience yourself because you want to help your neighbor, but you can meet people's needs with your wealth gotten legitimately. You can also help the church. Wealth gotten legitimately can be used to build the church of God. We have examples of wealthy people in the Bible. We have our father Abraham, King David, King Solomon, Isaac. They were all wealthy, and they used their wealth to honor God. The Lord will help us all in Jesus' name.
Thank you very much. So, Mrs. Idowu, I want to ask you this question. What mistake do you think young entrepreneurs commonly make? Or let me put it this way, that what is that one lesson that you've learned and you wish you have known, something you've known about while starting your business?
Hallelujah. Like I said, I had to I had to find purpose in what I'm doing. And I started making money out of it. Aside my teaching, I love fashion. I've always loved fashion. I've always styled myself in school. And I remember there is this particular woman, I hope she's still alive. She will always say, why not learn tailoring? And I kept telling her, no. In fact, one mistake I made was I wish I learned it You understand? Early. That's one greatest mistake. And by the time I decide to venture into fashionpreneur, one of the greatest, I'm not saying you can't put family and business together. You know, you're a young entrepreneur. I started from nothing. Unlike now that we have a lot of people who have families who invest now, fashion is the deal. If you know, if you're into fashion, you know it's the deal. If you're, especially when you run an academy, it's a deal. Then you are good at your craft too. I can make a banker's salary in just one dress. I've done it several times. One person's academy money is enough for me for a year. Not to talk of when I have many people. Now, one of the mistakes I made when I started that has helped me now was I added family together with business. And how do I make family together with business? Yes, teaching is not business, remember. But in time of the fashion, I was literally making clothes for people for free with my money. Most times you just tell them come around and say, they know I enjoy it. Oh, why I wish Pastor Atonda is here. It was one person who pioneered me into it. I remember in 2000, I gave birth to my son 9 years ago, exactly 8 years ago. When I told him about my passion, he encouraged me, gave me the first 10,000 naira that I used. If my husband is not here, I wish he's here. Because I was pulling out of a lucrative an office work to join it, he didn't really encourage me. At the same time, he didn't stop me because he loves allowing me achieve my goals. But there was no backup for my husband, and my husband has all the sense. In fact, before I got pregnant, I always used to pray one prayer. I would say, God, I don't want anything more than Solomon's brain. I started making mistakes. This one will come because I just wanted to trend. I wanted people to know I'm a tailor. I wanted people to know I was making. You will see me walk like an elephant. At the end of the month, I can't show up for anything. So one mistake I learned that has helped me is how to place family aside business. It has not stopped me from doing family thing. I now know how to balance it, how to balance friends, how to balance everything, and it has really helped me.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, please, can I?
You can answer.
Okay. So I've discovered also that one of some mistakes that entrepreneurs make, they don't have the basic knowledge of the business they want to venture into. You want to start a business. Don't start a business because your friends are into that business. Oh, my friend is a perfume vendor. I'll have to go and sell perfume too. My friend is selling wholesale drinks. I want to go and sell drinks. So no. Do you have the basic knowledge of that business, firstly? Then secondly, you can get a mentor. You can understudy someone that has excelled in that business line. 1, 2, 3 months, study that person. Then be consistent. If you start a business now, you might not have a store. You can start online. Post online, post on WhatsApp, post on Instagram, post on TikTok. The social media is there. Use it to your advantage. You know, you can get your clients online. So be consistent. And I also speak from my career path. Don't mix business money with personal money. When you start a business, if it's a registered business, open a business account. You already have your existing personal accounts. The money you make from that business, please don't add it to your personal money. Business money strictly is for business. And even the profit, some people say, I've gained from this business. I sold this item for 10,000 naira. I bought it 9,000. That 1,000 naira, let me go and buy item 7. Let me go and buy shawarma. No. Invest the 1,000 naira back, and that's how your business should go.
Okay, thank you very much. So I would like to ask a question based on what the two of you have said. So can you advise younger people? Can they start little? Yes, anybody.
Yes, you can start little. I started little. I started with one machine my mom bought in 1996. And that machine has given birth to over 20 machines, both industrial. In fact, I only have one manual. I started with that one machine. My first set of customers in life as a business owner were Mommy Rushewe and a very good friend, Mommy Tosho. When they came, they did not do, I already learned mistakes. The business has already crumbled. before I started again. When again, they didn't do church member. They told me what they wanted. They gave me the money. Just like she said, I have made mistakes. I was starting all over. I had gotten shop. I started doing like what she said now. I needed that. I wasn't going to use my personal savings to build a business. I decided in my heart that I was going to use the business to build a business. There was no table. Solomon was still crawling. The shop I was using was not even cemented. I had to put mosquito net to limit my son to a particular spot so that he doesn't get infected. Their first money they gave me after delivering their wear got me the tables that I used in cutting my clothes. In fact, if you see that table, for those of us who know how I started, the table is the regular table you put rice and beans, those ones that are not well curved. With time, so like the question, you can start small. You don't have to, just like she said, don't start a business because, oh, my daddy, my godfather now, we all know he's an auditor and he runs a school. I can teach, so the next thing, go and open school. There are so many things involved. I will pay salary. The buildings involved, I will do it. I can start small with ordinary crèche. I can start the crèche in my living room if it's a teaching or whatever. I started from my husband's house. For people who, in fact, the first 5 wedding dresses I made was from my living room. I eventually left when somebody started saying, your husband, they try you. This, they try you. That, they try you. I started, I've made mistake before. I don't want to make. That was when I had to look for money and I went to a shop. You can start small. No, nothing is limiting you. The only thing I would not advise if you are starting is starting the business with loan. I would not advise. I rather advise that if you have mind that, oh, I want to go into a business, whether it is perfume, whether it is provision, whether it's anything, probably if there's no money, you can start with a job. I did it. I am still doing it. You can start with a job, daily a job. I started from 100 naira. Now, I now do a job of 5,000 a day. You can do a job, but you can just decide that, okay, I want to do this. A job is the contribution, monthly contribution. But if you are doing it, you have to know the kind of people you do it with and let God lead us. You can do it. You can say, okay, I'm going to do it for the next 4 months. I'm going to do it for the next 5 months. Oh, let me have this target. You are not doing anything. You understand? And by the time you finish, you can now start the business. That's for me. You can start business with anything small.
I would like to also add that you can start a business with little or no capital. You can render services. If you're a teacher, if your income is not, if your take home cannot take you home, you can engage in after school lessons, weekend lessons. At least the little you are getting from it, you add to your income. Also, you can do drop shipping. If you have passion for business, please, not that you might, because my friends are into this, I must do, no. If you have passion for business and you don't have the funds, you can start with drop shipping. You will meet legitimate vendors. Emphasis on legitimate vendors, so you don't lose funds. Search them online, get legitimate vendors in your location. Go and verify that they exist. Speak with them, collect goods, or no, you don't even have to collect goods in drop shipping. You advertise their products. You put your profit on it. Your vendors will even be the one to deliver it. So you're not even paying for any transportation, and you make your money. Then secondly, I might not agree with the statement you made that you cannot use a loan to start a business. You know, we have our financial veterans in the house too. So we would like your input on these too. But from my own little understanding, you can take up a loan to start a business as long as you are sure of that business. You have already studied the market. You know what the needs of the people are in that environment. You just have to be disciplined. If you take up a loan to start a business, you have to be disciplined so you don't crash.
Thank you very much, Ma. So this next question is to you, Ma. We often hear this saying that 9 to 5 alone cannot build wealth. And then there are some other people that believes that a 9 to 5 can actually create a good life. When I mean good, a very good life, a 9 to 5 job.
All right. You can create wealth from your 9 to 5 job. It depends on what you use your money to do. As a 9 to 5er, we know we go from morning till night. At the end of the month, we are being paid. How do you spend that money? Do you eat? Do you use everything to feed? Do you follow the rule of the 20-80% rule? Save 20, save 20, spend 80. So that 20 that you're saving, it's not just like you should leave it in an account and be looking at it. Invest it. Invest it. Let your money work for you. When you invest it, anything you gain on it, reinvest. You can create wealth by that. So I believe a 9 to 5 can be wealthy.
Do you have anything to add?
I will not totally agree, not because she's wrong, but because I have been into that 9 to 5 before. Now, my first school was Calvary in Ibadan. That was where I started teaching fully. And it was, I didn't even know that I could market French. That's the truth. I'm the first of my parents, so there was limited information I have because, like I said, my parents were not literate, but they love education. I didn't even know I could market my course. I didn't even know I was explorable. So when I arrived in Ibadan, I went to the nearest school, just like she said. I was trying to manage because then we all know that minimum wage then was still small. It was 18, not now that is now. So whatever they want to pay teacher, no matter how big that school was in Ibadan, the highest, except outside soccer, was 20, 25. So I had to look for somewhere around here. I also did extra, because I'm good in English, I had to do extra. I was making. But the truth is, at the end of the month, I really could not save well. Not because I was buying anything. I couldn't save well because I'm the first. I've got siblings. I've always had this mindset from young that if anything happened to my parents, what becomes of my siblings? So I had this risk factor. The third, I'm the first, the third. When he was writing his work, I told my parents I was going to pay certain level to, you understand? I wanted to see where I could do it. So at that particular time, I can't opt out again. I can't tell my dad too was like, let me see my first daughter do, let me see. So it was not easy to tell daddy, come back and do your job fully. You understand? At the end of the month, I had nothing. I was literally working for nothing. Now, imagine I am married. I am the man, and I've got a wife, and I have a children, and I have to live on that for my family. I will end up working. Yes, I will meet my present need, but with time, there will be nothing to show forth for it. So I really will not agree so much that 9 to 5, if it is the Western world, not Nigeria, I can say yes, it will work. Because there is limited time for work, and we have stipulated amount for those time. But in Nigeria, especially private sector, if you are not being used, you don't get value for what you want to get. Even there is this fear. When you want to even quit the job, you are scared of, am I sure I can get another one? You are working under pressure. But in fact, I remember when I had the bold step to quit Calvary. He was paying me then 18. By the time I calculated everything, it was 40. I left and I met Mommy Abiodun because then I was in throne. I met Mommy Abiodun. I went to tender care. The man told me, I cannot afford Calvary teachers. And I told the man, just because I didn't want to stay at home, I told the man, give me anything. And the man said he could only afford 5,000. I started that was when my business started, and I started making profit out of it. In fact, when I was going for my NYSC, because I had to stay a while, it was from that whole thing that I could make money. And I realized that, so if I had not added business to it, I'll just keep. So I'm not saying in Nigeria where we are, except we are making money from Mommy, definitely she's not earning less. If you are earning that kind of money, you will make wealth. But for people who are starting, we've got graduates, we've got master holders who are still searching for a job for the past how many years? Let's be practical. Wemimo, if you have been at home for 5 years and they give you a job of 50,000, you jump on it. Not because of what you are worth. It's because of you are tired of that stigma of being at home. So can you make wealth out of 50,000? Inside that 50,000, you will take transport fare. Will you go to work and not drink pure water? Let's agree you don't want to drink bottled water. Like me, that is it. Will you go to work and not drink? Anytime I sew clothes, that's the thing I do. I must make sure that from that cloth I can eat a meal, at least a meal of 5,000. If I sew a cloth cheap, I decide to sew it cheap. But my standard, I know my standard in making clothes. That cloth must feed me for working for that cloth because I'm using my blood. So in the same thing, if you are talking about 9 to 5, I don't believe a 9 to 5 can give me wealth. That's me personally.
Okay, ma. Thank you. So my next question, there's this phrase that is all around. People always say financial freedom. And a lot of people really don't know what financial freedom is. So please, can you shed more light on what financial freedom is?
Being free financially doesn't mean you're able to afford all the luxuries in the world. No. And you can buy the car you want to drive. You can buy the jewelries you want to use. You can live in the house you want. No. Being financially free simply means you can make your own choices. You have invested, and those investments are working for you. Your money is working for you. We have different types of investments. We have the long-term investments and the short-term investments. So being financially free is you being able to live the standard of life you want to live. You are working because you choose to, not because you just have to. So that's financial freedom for me.
Okay. This is it, woman.
I actually wrote something here. Financial freedom is the ability to make life choices without being constrained by money. Because your income, saving, and investments are enough to cover living expenses. Let me read it again. Is the ability to make life choices without being constrained by money. Because your income, savings, and investments are enough to cover your living expenses. Now the question is, how many of us have investments? Most of us have income and savings. How many of us have investments? How many of us can boastfully say, oh, if I stop working for the next five years, nothing will stop in my life? That's one of the things I keep telling myself every time I wake up. That's because I remember when my dad was giving me his blessings, when I told him I was going into business. One of the things he prayed, I can't even, till today, I think it's in Proverbs. I don't know where he got it from until he now said, a good man keepeth wealth for his children. And he called me and knelt down and said, yes, I believe in assets. My dad he doesn't believe in investing money in shares and everything because, Daddy, you remember Planware? I was still a baby. My dad almost committed suicide because Planware took all his money. So my daddy invested into real estate. So till today, he believes if I'm broke, I just sell one land and I have money. Or the rent. So I started telling myself, then when we get married in where I come from, fortunately for us, we are 4 girls, 2 boys. Where we get married, they will pray for you, give you everything, but no asset goes with you to your husband's house. God now help you, you give birth to a boy. Just go back to your father if he's still alive and get something through that boy. So I was always telling God before I got married, my first child must be a son. In fact, when I saw the scan that it was a boy, I called my father, Daddy, I don't get belly, I get boy. My papa was like, you born the pikin. I said, Daddy, I don't come. I gave birth to Solomon like this. I ran home in the next one. My father was like, I said, if it happened, no. That was when Chief Daddy was reigning. You know that movie, Chief Daddy? I said, Daddy, now one film they reign, so the man not keep where they fight. I know you have trained us well, but in fact, it was Solomon's leg or whatever they're using. Are you getting it? Now, financial freedom, you have to have saving, income, and investment. A lot of us has got saving and income, no investment. So I can literally tell you that most of us are not yet financially free. Most of us, we just have that mindset that, oh, I need iPhone. I can afford it. Just like she said. I have you. That does not mean you are financially free. If that thing that is giving you the phone at the moment is taken away from you, let's say you save 1 million in your account, steadily you are at home sleeping and waking up. that million will be going down now because nothing is adding to it. Until you have something that can add, you are not yet financial. So most of us are not financially. So financial freedom is the ability to have your saving, to earn meaningful life out of your saving, your income, and your investment. Thank God for Mommy Aremo and Daddy Aremo. Anytime I see them here, I always tell myself, no, I will make wealth. I don't need to look at $10. I don't need to look at Dangote. I look at the people that I have here. Daddy is already going to his 70. He's still working. Daddy will tell you I'm not financially free. Daddy has done a lot of investment. He's still working. Recently, he came here to celebrate 20 years of his work. And he was saying the ups and downs. And I was nodding my head. I said, God, I will celebrate 20 years as a fashionpreneur. In fact, since the time Daddy said that thing, every time I go to my business, I will tell my business, this one, I will pass it from generation to generation. It's not going to die in my own hand. Financial investment. Gucci, Chanel, Dolce & Gabbana. They didn't start today. That's what we call financial freedom. Look at Coca-Cola. We don't even know Coca-Cola, but the generations unborn can never be poor, even if they decide not to do anything. So I can tell you that most of us are not financially free, even if we still have savings and income. So our financial freedom is the ability to earn wealth out of your savings, your income, and your investments. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Right now, ushers, if there's any question, you can actually bring it. So I want to ask this question. You said earlier that in the beginning, you did not like education. You don't like it. You don't have passion for it. But later, you got to develop love for it. So I want to ask a question. Between purpose, passion, and profit, which one do you think is important?
Like I said, in my own term, purpose is, finding meaningful impact in what you do. Passion is doing what you love to do. Then profit is earning something, wages, out of what you do now. None is important for me. You can have your passion, and your passion does not make profits. Yes, and your purpose too might not even be your passion. So I'm not going to tell you that the question purpose over profit, which one is important? Purpose, passion, none is important. All should be done the same. It should be, what's that English? Yes, thank you. All should be balanced. For instance, let me use Nigeria now, our country. Now, these days, whenever I have opportunity to talk to people, I tell people, see, don't go and study sociology. Zoology. My youngest sister that did zoology is a makeup artist. Now, I had to forcefully make her go and do a course in Licity on healthcare that she just finished. Because she always has this passion for health. But Nigeria had her, and she decided to pick what was available, which was sociology. And I remember doing everything that it's better for you to stay at home than do it. After wasting money, she even had extra year. I had to still pay for that extra year. My sister is now doing, and she's doing well with makeup. Are you getting it? Now, will you say that she's not fulfilling purpose because her passion is making money? No, she's fulfilling purpose. She will tell you that, she will only tell you that I made this mistake, I made that mistake, but she's finding, you understand, purpose in her passion. So all should balance. You are a banker, you are counting money, find purpose in it, and keeping people's wealth so that they can have something tomorrow to fall back on. You are a gate man, which is not your passion. Find purpose in it. Oh, I'm ensuring this gate because I know that for every time I close and open this gate, somebody's life is secured. I'm a teacher, you are teaching. In fact, that's one of the things that one Auntie Kenny, gave me when I was teaching. She would tell you, find purpose, even if it's not what you are doing. Anytime I look at it, initially I will be angry. But later I started finding purpose. In fact, when I started with we call them the early class, those that hold pencil. Whenever they hold the pencil, as a teacher, you are not comfortable. The day the child holds the pencil to script, you are already making an impact. Then the day the child now decides to write 1, you are making impact. Cough and dash. The day the child writes 1 to 10, it's always a thing of thanksgiving for me. So everything should be balanced. One should not be put, because if you put one above the other, you will still end up not making meaningful impact in life. That's just me. Ma, maybe you have something to add.
I'll just chip in quickly. Yes, for me, all the three matters: purpose, passion, and profit. You discover your purpose in life, you develop on your passion, and you get profit from that purpose. I use myself as an example. While growing up, I've always, who am I? I'm Bukola. What do I want to be? A banker. How did I get to that place? My mom was a banker, and her office, her branch then was very close to my school. So after close of school, I'll just stroll down to go and meet her. And she was the accountant then, what we call head of operations now. And I don't know if you know the structures of bankings then. It might be like the whole of this building, just a branch. So her seat was up there. You know, people just come in, accountant, good morning, want to see the accountant. So, you know, I was like, when I grow up, I want to be a banker so that they'll be calling me accountant too. You know, and I remember also, she would just call the accountant. She would say, my daughter is coming, please give her anything she wants to eat. Wow, this is very interesting. So I've always had that dream that, yes, I must be a banker. So what did I do? I studied a banking-related course. I developed my passion. And is it profitable? To the glory of God, yes, it is.
Thank you very much. There's a question from the audience. The person said, how do you handle failure, disappointment, and rejection in business?
Failure, disappointment, and rejection. How do you handle it? Do not quit. Albert Einstein, please, science students, how many times did he try? Before we can have this electricity. If you had 999 times, imagine someone doing the same thing over and over. I can imagine how many years it took him just to give us this electricity. Did he give up? No. This thing I must see to the end. Do not quit. When you are being rejected, for example, let me speak from the banking industry now. Banking can be tough. As a marketer, they'll give you targets that are way beyond your understanding. They can tell you to go and bring 10 billion naira. Please, where did I keep it? And you keep on begging people, please come and open an account. The one that even manages to open accounts with you will put 1,000 naira. 10 billion. So, it can be tiring. You get tired, you be like, I need to quit. I need to just go home. Let me go and rest my. If you want to go and if you are thinking of quitting, take a leave. Go and rest for a week or two. Refresh, rest, refresh, and restart. Please don't quit. Quitting is not the option. What you do is that think of you have colleagues that are doing well, so you can speak to them. How are you doing it? Show me the way. Please let the way be legitimate. Again, please don't have EFCC case, so it is not palatable. So please meet people that are your seniors. Speak with them. How did you do it? Put me through. Don't give up. Giving up is not an option. You have bills to pay. Yes, the job might not even be paying your bills 100%, but at least you're not begging for urgent 2K. The Lord will help us.
Amen.
Can I say something?
You cannot.
You said, how do we handle failures in business? Now, what I want to, just like she said, do not quit. Another thing she said from the beginning that I hope a lot of us kept is, why are you doing that business? She said so. Are you doing it because everybody is doing it, or you are doing it because you find passion in it? It's not all business you start that you will find purpose, so let's be truthful. Most times, we business people, passion drives us into it. Then in the course of doing it, we start finding purpose in it. Because the truth is, if it's all about purpose, when issues come, because if that love for it is not there, you will quit. So the thing is, just like she said, are you doing the business because everybody is doing it, or because Nigeria is affecting you? You need to do the business because you want to do. And if you are going into business, you need to have shock absorber. You need to have shock absorber. For instance, don't let me even go to my own side. Provincial store. I run a mat. I can boastfully tell you that there is no gain in provision store. So when you see, especially a provision wherever that has, I'm not saying there is no gain. No. When you see people who have it and have children eating biscuits steadily, drinking Coke steadily, is the gain. You just think, oh, because of, oh, I'm not carrying trailer, I'm carrying carton. Sit down. If you have my kind of husband that is an auditor, every day we must do auditing, even the POS. Sometimes when it audits, he will not tell you, there was a particular day we had 40,000 short. And I was like, I'm even the one in charge of the money. The salesperson did not. They were like, in fact, he got to say, well, like, maybe if I will stop it. And now my sister had to call me and say, whatever he's doing is for check and purposes. And once the check and purposes, I had to go back and go and check. Are you getting it? Oh, this particular item, I won't go into it. My kids love it. And before they pick 1, 2, inside the carton, I'm only seeing 400. And in that 400, my husband will take like a dozen. Every day, that biscuit is what he will take. My children will take Chocomilo. He has forgotten that when he's going to the office, after helping me, dropping me off, and helping me to set the system, he will take meat pie. It's compulsory. He will take 1 meat pie. He will take crackers. Then he will now take drink. He will not drink soda. It's not carbonated drink. He will not calculate that one. Are you getting it? It is the one that the item 7 that he sees on the something. Sometimes I will not be one. All those things. Now, how do we handle failure? Like I said, don't do business that you don't have passion for it. You can take a break in your business. I took a break. When I went into the mini mart, it was affecting my fashion seriously. At a time, I said that if I know, maybe I will not do fashion. Because I had moved from the location where I was into a new location. Instead of me to close down and sell my machine, I took a break. I just went to God in prayer. I said, Lord, I am putting my machines to sleep. Next year, I will wake them up. And why I put them to sleep, I did some practical things that kept me personally because of my spiritual alertness in Christ. I just told God last year, for most people who saw me on my updates, always updating. I wasn't really sewing. These were things I've got in my phone. I kept updating my WhatsApp, wherever and everything. You would think I am sewing, work in progress. This was what I had before that I forgot to. I would just say, God, give me 1 client that we cover up. And God answered me in his own miracle. I got this particular woman. Her first job was running to thousands of naira. I did her job 3 times last year, and I got it. This year, when I realized I could stand on my own again, the fashion, I went to my machines. In fact, the truth is when I was heartbroken, but I didn't show it. I was just praising God. I just this one has kept me for close to 8 years. I won't close it down. The fact that I changed, I lost my stylist. They left. Nobody was there. Nothing. I won't leave it. In fact, people have known excellence because of clothing. I will now say because I'm now making good money off mini-mart. I was making good money off mini-mart. That even if I spend 10,000 a day, it won't show. My husband and I could do good things out of it. And my husband was like, money, I will not sell it. I made it sleep. And when it was this year, January, I came to it, I said, Holy Spirit, I'm back to my studio. And I told my machine, it's time to wake up. You have slept for so long. It's time to wake up. And I lay hands on my machine, and I called my machine engineer to come service the machine. And after servicing the machine, between now and then, I only closed it for a year. Between January and then, God has blessed me more than I have even made since I have been making. So you don't quit. Now, if supposing I had quit, maybe what I'm enjoying, in fact, I still delivered some dresses yesterday to Director Licity, and I know how much I made from it. I'm currently doing an upgrade in fashion. Now, if I decide to actually close it because of the failures, probably what I'm saying now, what if the business I'm relying on to now has one setback? So, just like she said, you can take a break. And if you are spiritually inclined, you can tell the Holy Spirit to hold it for you like I did. You can tell him, hold it. And while you do it, you just, learn. Do internship. A lot of people don't like to do free work, freelancing, or what they call it. People just believe in collecting. That is why we have internship. You want to become a banker. You are not getting admission. Even if Mrs. Nati Bolu definitely had, she cannot do it because of she is not the owner of our bank. We've got other people who have financial institute like Daddy. Daddy, can I come and do internship? If you are doing internship means you are working for free to gain that person's knowledge. So it's a trade by barter. But yeah, people will say, as an intern, how much are you paying me? You are not ready. That is what people don't understand. Do internship. Go to the place. I told my sister, she's presently in the hospital. Go and work there. Do free wherever. It is from that free, you will not only gain knowledge, and when opportunities come, you will be the one that will be selected. So in the essence of you having financial wherever, you are gaining more knowledge. By the time you decide to go back to that business, you will not be on the same level you used to be before. You'll be more, not only will you be experienced, you would have learned the reason why you fail. You will now also learn better ways to do what you know how to do in a better way. So at the end of it all, you are making good things out of the business. So
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ma. We have one last question. This person says, can you give example of things someone can invest with 20% of their saving? Example of investment they can actually start with, they can do with 20% of their savings.
Okay, so you have the long-term investments and you have the short-term investments. The short-term investments are fixed deposits. For fixed deposits, the minimum you can invest is 100,000. So you don't even have to be a millionaire before you start your investments. We have the mutual funds. That one is any amount you can invest. You can start with any amounts for the mutual funds. Then the treasury bills. The minimum you can invest is ₦1,000,000. So those are the type of investments. Then you can buy shares too. You can buy shares. When reputable companies are selling their shares, please buy shares. Since 2024, dividends have been fantastic.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ma. Do you have any addition to it?
the only little addition I have is, in the space of the ladies, I'm going to say, the ladies, we know we love fashion, and we most time invest so much in fashion, even when our bank account is zero. Now, I don't really wear that gold, so I can't say, but you know you can invest in gold. I was trained by somebody, or I am trained by somebody who is into real estate, so I love real estate. I prefer to put my money into land because I know that when I'm selling it, I will not sell it the amount I bought it. I prefer to than share because I was trained by somebody by that. But you know, you can actually buy gold. I have a friend that when she was going through hard time, her gold came through for her and her husband. So instead of buying the iPhone 14 Pro Max, iPhone 16, 17, Kinikon, iPhone wherever, are you getting? I'm not saying it's bad. You can buy the one that is still good and invest other ones in gold and keep your mouth shut about it. Even if you don't have anything to use the money for, you buy it and keep your mouth shut. It's not that you buy it and start wearing it. Everybody know I wear gold. Are you getting? Because then you are calling people. You keep your mouth so that when the time comes that you need the money, all you need to do is take the gold and you sell it. I remember when my parents had issues, my mom had this gold earring. So my mom, when the Arabans came to the house and they took everything we had, and my mom foolishly left money because she wanted to buy car the following day. She didn't tell us. So my dad was like, oh, there was nothing much to take. It was everything. So what my mom had was that earring because it was sent to her by my big mommy from Holland. So she didn't know that the earring was actually coated, not real gold. So even when in our travel, she was like, I still get one thing when I go for put. I still get one thing. Because if you tell my mommy, do like daddy, no, I'll not be your papa. And your papa, nobody get mine. I know if you go bush, go they do. You get it. Only for my mommy to get to Goldsmith, and they were like, ma, it's iron, coated. My mommy almost died. So I was not like, I now told myself that, so supposing, since that time as a young guy, I told myself, I will not, are you getting it? Just lay my egg in one wherever. Invest in so many things. Then she said, aside, for some of us who don't have good mind in shares and everything, or we don't have knowledge, if you can buy, you can see gold of 1,000 naira, 1 gram or what they call it, you buy it. But you don't go around telling people I have gold. You keep it. When the time for business comes, you sell it all. Because phone depreciates. The iPhone, whatever you buy today, by the time you are selling it tomorrow, you cannot sell it the same amount. Even if you cannot afford land. Then again, I recently stumbled on a friend. My younger brother was telling me this. He was like, do you know that this particular person makes money from, it's a delivery wherever. For every time people buy food from that app, he's making like 300 naira per person. Some of us have knowledge. We are keeping that knowledge. You are looking for one tech company that will employ you. The tech company is not here in Nigeria. You have a friend who has something that is growing. You can sell a bit of your knowledge. Oh, I'm giving you this knowledge. Oh, you want to build, I have this app on my head. I'm making an example because